What is an extension? An extension is a request to the IRS to give you more time to send in your tax return. April 15th comes around rather quickly, especially as getting your tax documents from partnerships and stuff gets later and later. Sometimes you only have a month and a half to do your tax returns. There's just not enough time to get it done right, so you can file for an extension. Now, just to be clear, it's an extension on when you submit the paperwork. It is not an extension on when you owe your taxes, okay? So you may not know how much your taxes are until you've completed the tax return. That's not the IRS's problem. You need to pay your taxes, whatever they work out to be, by April 15th. Well, you're never going to know exactly the right amount. You want to try to be close. It's okay to be a little over. Don't be too over, because the IRS gets really upset if they're given refunds greater than $10,000. So it's better to come in a little bit lower than to come in a little bit higher. And even if you pay a little bit interest later because you were lower, at least you didn't draw excess IRS interest. So that would be my recommendation. A lot of our clients get extensions filed. A big concern people have is, if I file for an extension, will that increase my chance of being audited? And that is absolutely false. I don't know where that rumor got started, but it absolutely is false, because many tax returns, personal tax returns, get extended because tax laws are complex. You just can't get it all done. And there's a bit of a shortage of qualified tax preparers who can really do the work needed to prepare a good tax return by April 15th. Do you really want a tax preparer who's working 100 hours a day to do as many tax returns by April 15th as he can? He can only help but make mistakes. So it's far better to file an extension, take your time, get it done right. If you fail to file an extension and fail to file your taxes by April 15th, a couple sets of penalties kick in. Let's talk about that. If you fail to file the paperwork on time by April 15th and you didn't file an extension, which moves that date to October 15th, then you are subject to a 5% per month penalty on the taxes that are owed, okay? Some of those taxes, like payroll taxes, would have already been collected, so you didn't owe those, but just whatever amounts owed on April 15th is an additional 5%. That will keep going for a maximum of 5 months until you hit a total of 25% additional interest on amounts owed. That's pretty big, all right? So it's far better to file an extension than to let these penalties occur. The IRS takes filing the tax return extremely seriously. Paying the money, that's a little bit different. If you don't pay money on time, it's a split penalty. Well, the penalty is 0.5% per month. That's the penalty, all right? So over a period of 5 months, that's like, 4.5%. On top of that, there's also interest for the amount not paid by April 15th. Currently, the interest is 8% per year with the IRS, and that works out to, 0.2% per month on the amounts not paid. So it's far better to at least file an extension and do your best to pay close to the amount of taxes you owe. See, these penalties don't get higher than you need to have them get.